is prime time, the first time that we've done it at this time. It is so great to have you all here today. We have a great and exciting show lined up for you, and you are going to love it. Now, it is very interactive, so don't go anywhere because we have quiz time coming up. This week we are playing for the VitaTree Veins and Circulation Formula. And we thank, of course, our sponsors at VitaTree who make this show possible in the first place. It's so great to have you all here. So that quiz, we do have 3 quiz questions throughout the show. So pay attention to what I'm saying because you have a better chance at answering those questions correctly, of course, if you're paying attention. But there's no stress. This is not like school. It's fun and interactive. Actually, this week is a little bit different. If you've been here before or if you're new to the show, please put a 1 in the comments. I want to see where everybody is from and I want to see who is here today. Please put where you're from as well. I see analyst info from Sydney, Australia. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. If I can't call you out, I see somebody from Kansas, USA. Victor, thank you for tuning in. And Shelly from NYC. I'm so excited to have you all here. Yes, I'm excited too, as you can tell. Somebody's here. Antonella from Panama. This is fabulous. So please give all the love that you can. Please share today's live as well. Share it with some friends who need maybe a little pick-me-up in terms of feeling good and energetic. We're talking weight loss today. We're talking about cellulite, ladies. We're talking about hormones, leptin resistance. A little bit different today. I'm going to be asking you questions, and you're going to help me in the show, and we're going to put up some answers, your answers, up on the board today. So that's going to be really fun, a little bit different. And we're doing some face massage for droopy eyelids. So of course I like to do all things natural, so I'm going to be sharing that with you as well. And we are talking poops. So if you've seen my shows before, you know I'm not shy about talking about you know what. And we're talking about pencil poop. So this is something that one of our viewers in a previous week was asking about, so I'm going to be talking all about that. We're talking fiber as well. We're going to do some demonstrations about fiber and why that's so important in your day-to-day life. Okay, so is everybody loving this already? It's so great to have you here. Omega is here from Trinidad and Tobago. Nice to see you. And Heath is in Leeds. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in today. So please, put some hearts in the comments. I love to see all that positivity coming in, and remember to share today's live. Okay, should we get started? I'm talking too much? No, I'm not. Let's go. Let's talk about cellulite. Now, we will be talking about hormones and weight loss and something called leptin resistance. If you're new to my content, this is really important that you get this. Nobody talks about this, but that is the crux of why people often can't lose weight. So we're going to come back to that in just a second. But let's talk about cellulite. So cellulite, when we talk about cellulite, I mean, it's mostly a woman's problem, but some guys, about 10% of the population of men actually get cellulite as well. But when we have that nice smooth backs of the legs and buttocks and backs of the arms, that's what we have in our youth. But what happens over time with water accumulation, toxin accumulation, fluid retention, and extra fat that deposits. And because our connective tissue holds down that tissue, what's happening in between, this is where we see the lumps and the bumps and that orange peel, as it's discussed, type of skin. Now, you don't have to put a 1 in the comments if you got cellulite. You don't have to do that. That's just a joke. But let's talk about, more importantly, what can we do about cellulite and what can we do naturally? So here are some tips for how to reduce cellulite. So tip number 1, do that full body detox. There are specific herbal medicines in a full body detox that are great for the kidneys, like a diuretic, and that diuretic will help to flush out that extra water weight, and that could be why you are holding on to that cellulite. Okay, tip number 2, use some herbs that are great for circulation. So circulation herbs, these are specific ones. Gotu kola. There was one study that was done with gotu kola, and it found that the people who took the gotu kola, the women, found a shrinkage in the fat cells on the thighs and the buttocks. Yes, that's good. And also a decrease in that fibrous tissue. And of course, it's that fibrous tissue with the cellulite that is causing those outpouching. So that is really important. Gotu kola is one, as well as horse chestnut, another fantastic herbal medicine for that cellulite. And they've been using this, for centuries in Europe to help with cellulite and to help with circulation. So something that is fantastic. Now, another thing that you can do is, tip number 3, is use a massage roller. So this is something, you're going to know all my secrets, but this is beside my bed. And in the evenings, when all the kids are nice and quiet, no one's around, this is what I do. So what I like to do is I like to elevate my legs, and I'm not going to demonstrate that here, but I elevate my legs and I use this type of roller. There's different types that are available on the market, but you see how it's like a little bit spiky and pointy? You kind of want that, and I'm not going to say that it's not painful, a double negative. It hurts a little bit, but you're going to work that on with your, imagine my legs are elevated, you're going to work that on the backs of the legs, which is fantastic. So that's really going to help to move that circulation, really help with the cellulite. Now I'm curious, put a 2 in the comments, anybody who uses anything similar to this or any type of device like this. Please put a 2 in the comments. I want to see if I'm alone here. And S, okay, is it T? T is saying, you're excited that I'm on live. Well, I'm excited to be here too. Thank you for tuning in. This is so fantastic. Okay, it's Go To Cola. The spoon L, Go To, G-O-T-U, Go To Cola. You can look for that. Okay, so does anybody, who has a 2? Tracy, yes. Lambert, yes, you're using something similar. Nadia, yes, you have something similar to this. Okay, love it, love it, love it. And awesome, awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm glad that I'm not the only one, but if you don't yet have a device, something like this, there's like pointy ball, prickly things too that are something that you can use on the backs of the legs, but this is amazing. And of course, exercise. So tip number 4 is exercise. So exercise, super helpful again, and I'm going to share a specific one that is amazing for cellulite. Okay, so who's loving today's show? Give me some hearts. I would love to see that. But we are now going to be talking about, and I'm going to be coming back to talk about leptin resistance and your hormones and why that's so important. But this is all about exercise for cellulite. Okay, so this is one of the best ones to work the posterior chain. And please let me know, put a 1 in the comments if anybody does this exercise. And it's a lunge. And it's so simple, you can do it. I don't have weights today, but I usually do it holding weights, so little dumbbells. You could use soup cans, whatever you want. But basically, you have 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind, your toe is up behind, and you just do lunges like this. So this is actually working the back leg, but it's working the front leg at the same time. And then, of course, you reverse. So you do multiple repetitions of this. Fantastic for that posterior chain, great for cellulite. There's a lot of different exercises that are great for cellulite, but this is one of the best ones. Okay, who else does lunges? Anybody? Anybody? I see lots of hearts coming in. Yes, all smiles. You do lunges. Love it, love it. Thank you for tuning in today. Okay, now we're going to talk in a few moments about poops. So don't forget, I'm coming back to poops, what the pencil poops are all about, because we had a question about that. But let's talk about leptin resistance now. And this is something that a lot of people don't realize, the importance of leptin resistance and why that's so important in terms of fixing your hormones for weight loss. And here we go. We're going to talk about something, don't get scared, big word, pregnenolone steal. It's not something that a lot of people talk about, but I'm going to break this down for you. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you share this with someone right now because they need to probably know this, especially if they're struggling with their weight. Okay, so leptin. What is leptin? Well, if we are an overweight, that's my overweight individual, leptin is given off by our fat cells. And our fat cells are going to give off that leptin and send a signal to the brain that we've got fat. And that fat is there for a reason. It's for warmth, it's for food in times of famine when we don't have food. So that gives that signaling to the brain. Now what happens with leptin resistance, and there's different causes for it, is that that brain is no longer getting that signal of the leptin. So that's the leptin resistance. Inflammation is one of the causes of leptin resistance. Not having a good circadian rhythm, not seeing natural sunlight in your eyes will mess up your leptin levels. So that's something that is now going to cause, with that inflammation and the leptin, the high leptin, can cause something called pregnenolone steal. So I'm going to make it really simple. Cholesterol goes to pregnenolone. Now pregnenolone is what helps to make our other hormones. So it makes our DHEA, And these are some of the blood tests that often your doctor is ordering, but may not be explaining this to you and may not be looking in the right places when your hormones are out of whack, especially if you've gained the weight. DHEA then goes to testosterone for both men and women and estrogen, okay? So just stick with me here. Now, that is a normal cascade. That's how we have balanced hormones, ladies and guys, fertility issues, libido issues. This is normal. This is good. Now, pregnenolone also goes to progesterone, and progesterone is something that goes to cortisol. Does everybody know what cortisol is all about? Please put one word in the comments if you know what cortisol is linked to. I gotta see this. Everybody knows this? Yes? Please, somebody tell me that you know about this. Yes? Okay. So cortisol has to do with, yes, thank you very much, Tracy Pace, stress. Stress, stress, stress. I'm coming back to this. This is why the leptin resistance and fixing this leptin problem is so important. Okay, so that is what's happening. Now, when we're in stress, see, this was pregnenolone. In times of stress, this is not going to go this way. Your pregnenolone is stolen by the cortisol because of the stress, because of the high leptin. And this is what happens. All this pregnenolone is going to go whoop right here. It keeps going here because the preference for survival is cortisol, and that is the pregnenolone steal. So your cortisol goes up, and now your other hormones are suffering. You're gaining more weight because the brain still is not getting the signal of the leptin. The leptin resistance gets worse, and then this leads to insulin resistance, also leads to thyroid problems, which I will maybe talk about next time. Maybe next week we'll further the diagram so that you can understand how this is implicated with your thyroid health as well, and why that has a lot to do with your metabolism. So, okay, let's now talk. We're going to come back to, we're already at quiz question. Okay, so we are at quiz question number 1. And remember, we're playing for the veins and circulation. So the veins and circulation, here we go. All right, quiz question number 1. Name a herbal medicine that will help improve cellulite. You only have 30 seconds to answer. We're playing for a prize for the veins and circulation. Put your answers in now. I'm watching your answers. Here we go, 30 seconds. You're on the clock. Just do your best. Even if you're just tuning in now, it's so great to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for all the shares, guys. I see all of those shares. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And the answer is Gotu Kola and horse chestnut. These are the fantastic herbal medicines that help with cellulite. So make sure that you learn more about those, of course. Okay, now we are going to talk about last week's winner. So I want to congratulate Layla Samuel won. You were the winner of our Vitamucil. So congratulations. Thank you for playing along, and we still have 2 more quiz questions coming up in today's episode, so make sure that everybody is still paying attention and, of course, participate in the next 2 questions. You still have a chance to win. Okay, now we're going to be talking about how fiber works, but we have something a little bit new today and very exciting because I'm going to be asking you questions. So instead of me teaching you what's on the board, you're going to tell me what to put on the board. Okay, so this is kind of like a test as to who was here previous and who's been watching my content, especially about leptin resistance. Okay, so please give it to me in the comments. I want to see what is something that helps or a tip for fixing leptin resistance. Okay, I want to see in the comments because I'm going to put them up on the board. Go now, put it in the comments. And I saw a lot of great answers there, so that was fantastic. We curate all your answers in terms of what you put Sorry? Oh, somebody already has it on YouTube. I hear an answer's coming through. No sugar. Okay, Instagram's got an answer too. No sugar. Good one. You got to watch your carbohydrates to fix your leptin resistance. Wait. You got to go back. Okay, number 2 was sunshine, especially early morning sunshine. And you're going to screenshot this at the end, okay? So good answer. Yes, a Pansy. I see that on Instagram. Good answer. Aquamama has sleep. Yes, good for fixing leptin resistance. Super important. Who else? YouTube has that answer as well. Awesome. Oh, I see fixed circadian rhythms. Very good. Who else do I see here? Light in the eyes, Mermaid Annie B. Yes. Natural sunlight. I love it. Ooh. Oh, yes, Tiffany. Blue light blockers, blocking blue light. I like that answer. Blue light. And give me one more, people. One more. I saw drink water. Yeah, that's a good one. It's always good. It's important. And what's more important is the water that your body actually makes, the deuterium depleted water, but that's a story for another day. What else? Crystal is asking, what is leptin? Well, this is what we're talking about, leptin resistance. If you're just tuning in now, thank you for tuning in. This entire show will exist after we're done the live. It will exist on YouTube, so you can refer back, and you'll see the whole explanation that I did all about leptin resistance. Francis. Yes, cut screen time before bed. Love that. So that's similar to block the blue light. Turn off devices. Yes, EMFs. Yes, so lower your EMFs. We got grounding, lower EMFs. I'm going to put both in number 5. And grounding. Good job, everyone. So I'm very impressed, actually. That didn't take long to get all the answers. So please screenshot that really quickly so that you have some of the tips to fix your leptin resistance. But of course, I know that you're probably going to want to check it out. Check out all my content on leptin resistance. I do go through some of these tips in detail in my 9 tips to fix leptin resistance. So make sure you check that out. And we are now going to talk about quiz question number 2. We're here already. So please put a 1 in the comments if you're loving this show. If you're here for the first time, put a 2 in the comments. I want to know who's here for the first time. I see some regulars, but I know there's a lot of new names here as well. Okay, awesome. Okay, we are at quiz question number 2. You got a 50-50 chance. And remember, we're playing this week for the veins and circulation formula from our great sponsors at VitaTree. We thank them for making this show possible. You got a 50-50 chance. It's a true or false. Are we ready? Here we go. True or false? Got 30 seconds. Leptin resistance leads to more belly fat. Okay, true or false? Go. Okay, awesome. I see a lot of people are here for the first time today. That is amazing. I'm so happy that you were able to join us. It's so great that you're here. This is the Doctor Janine Show. If you're just tuning in and wondering, okay, what the heck is going on? This is what we do on different times. This is the first time that we're actually trying to do this, so I hope that you're loving this. Okay, now, how did you do? Question number 2, true or false? Yes, leptin resistance does lead to more belly fat, which is what we talked about a little bit earlier. Okay, so we're going to talk about poops now. So if you've not yet seen, this is what made me famous on TikTok, was my poop tray. And there were so many people that were duetting my poop tray and talking about different types of poop. But we have a new addition to the family. Now I'm going to be coming back and talking about face massage for droopy eyes in just a second. We're going to the beauty set in a moment. We're also going into the kitchen set in a few seconds, so don't go anywhere. But let's talk about poops, okay? Isn't this is nice. This is the new addition. We thank Sam today for making the pencil poop. So and it's very realistic. I said to him, oh my goodness, you really do that a little bit too well in terms of your modeling of poop. So anyway, we have a lot of fun here and behind the scenes at the Dr. Janine Show, as you can imagine. But let's talk about some of the causes. So if you do have pencil poops, this is not a normal type of poop. A normal type of poop is something more that looks like this, either a dark-shaped sinker or a log, let's call it the healthy log, good poops. And they should sink and they should be dark. But if they're very thin like this, it could be, and some of the causes are IBS, if you've got parasites, if you have an unhealthy microbiome, you've got some bad bacteria happening, if you don't have enough fiber in your diet, so a low fiber diet, if this is persisting for more than 2 weeks, you definitely want to see your doctor and get things checked out. But I do have tips for those pencil poops, okay? So let's go over here and talk about the tips to improve your pencil poops. And you'll be able to screenshot this at the end, okay? So tip number 1, increase your fiber. Really important. I've got a demo coming up as to how fiber works to help to bulk up your stool. Really important that you are increasing your fiber. Tip number 2, do some regular parasite cleansing and a full body detox. This is something that I'm really, a proponent of doing full body detoxes, getting, that microbiome healthy, and there's specific herbal medicines that I personally use to help to clean up that microbiome, okay? And tip number 3, expose your abdomen to natural sunlight. So the microbiome, so those good live bacteria are light sensitive, and by seeing natural sunlight, this is going to tell your microbiome to be in tune with the light cycle of the day for proper digestion and absorption of your nutrients. If your belly never sees the light, this is actually a problem for digestion, which people don't realize. Your microbiome actually gives off light as well, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize, okay? So expose your abdomen to the light. Did we get a screenshot of that? Did everybody get it? Okay, let's screenshot this really quickly so that you have it, especially for those pencil poops, and this will really help you. But I'm gonna do that demo for the fiber next so that you can see how fiber is really working for you. So a lot of people, it's estimated, a huge percentage, especially people eating the standard American diet, it's called the SAD diet for a reason, why they are so deficient in fiber is because that standard American diet just does not give us typically a lot of fiber. So when we look at, and what I have here, can everybody see this? I can't see myself, so it's all good. Can we see this? Yes? Okay, so I have some red food dye just so you can see this, but we have some oil here and water. We know oil and water doesn't mix. Now, this is fat, so imagine this is bad cholesterol, your total cholesterol, saturated fats. Not that saturated fats are bad, and not that cholesterol is bad, but if you've got too much of them and in the wrong proportion, so your cholesterol levels are not in balance, that can be a problem. As well as, imagine this is parasites, candida, bad bacteria. This is something that you definitely don't want to have this situation, okay? So now what fiber does, so what I've done is mixed in some fiber capsules, and it's a psyllium seed husk fiber, into that same mixture. But can you see how thick that got? Because it emulsified that fat and brought it into solution. And this, because it's so thick now, you can see how that would bulk up your stool, helps to slow down the ability for all of that sugar to be quickly digested and absorbed. So slowing that down, this helps to balance your blood glucose levels as well. And that's really important in terms of when we talked about the leptin resistance and balancing hormones for weight loss. Fiber is a huge component of this. So make sure you're getting enough fiber. That's why I take a supplement more often than not to make sure that I've got enough fiber. Hey, I'm pretty healthy, but my diet isn't always 100% on track. Okay, where are we going next? We are going and talking. So who is here today? Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in today. It's so great to have you all here. I would love for you to share. Yes, I see some poop emojis in there. If you love the poop demonstration, please, if you want to see more poop, please put the poop emoji in the comments. I want to see if we should talk about more things on the tray maybe next week, because maybe you've missed some of my content before, and we can definitely always come back to poop. I do it on television all the time, and it happens just to be the most fun part of the show always, because everybody, we do it every day, but not everybody likes to talk about it, but I have no shame in talking about poop. Okay, nice to see you. I see a bunch of poop emojis coming through, so thank you. On YouTube was quick on the poop emojis. That is awesome as well as Instagram. Thank you for doing that. And I see a ton coming in. Oh yeah, somebody's like, clicking poop, 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 poop. Okay, that's fun. Okay, so we are at our last quiz question, but don't go anywhere. We're still going to the beauty set, and we still have Q&A at the end of today's show. I'm going to take a few of your questions, which is a little bit different as well, because I don't always get the chance to answer your questions. And as you can see, if you're looking at the commenting right now, a ton of information is coming through, of course, during the shows, and I know your questions come through as well. So I'm going to take some minutes at the end of today's show to really answer some of your questions. Okay. Are we ready? This is the final quiz question for the show. Where do you guys want me? Here we go. That's good? Okay, so name one thing that you can do for healthier poops. Name one thing that you can do for healthier poops. I want to see it. We talked about it in the kitchen, hint, hint, but we've talked about many things today. Okay, you got 30 seconds, go. I still see a lot of emojis coming through. I love it, that's amazing. Okay. Yes. Nice. Keep your answers coming in. There's no shame here. What can you do for healthier poops? A few more seconds left. Okay, I saw a lot of good answers coming in. So some of those answers: increasing your fiber, of course, increasing your water intake, doing parasite cleansing, full body detox is what I talked about. Did anybody say about the abdomen? Yes, Belly NYC 79, you got it. Sunlight on your stomach. And Gadden Natalie, you had it as well. Amazing, amazing. Some smart people who pay attention. Thank you so much for participating. That was so fun. We do this every week. So whenever, most shows, we have 3 quiz questions, which I think is a lot of fun. So it is awesome. Okay, so also every week we share one of our viewer spotlights. So I love all the positive feedback that everybody shares with, interacting on the Dr. Janine show. But every week we feature a different viewer spotlight. So let's say hello and thank you to Sharon DeCarroll. And she said that she discovered my channel, your channel, a few months ago in the shorts. You are one of my favorites now. So thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for the props and the good vibes and all that positive energy. I love you all, and thank you for tuning in, because I always have so much fun when we do these shows. Okay, we are going to beauty now, and I know a lot of you wait for this section of the show. So let's go on over to the beauty part of today's show, and let's talk about droopy eyes. I get a lot of questions, mostly from women, I'm going to say, about the droopiness of the eyes. Not everybody wants to do injections and things and fillers. Mostly injections. People would do Botox in different spots for droopy eyes, but you can deal with this naturally. And this is using a gua sha, or some people say gua sha. And if you don't have a gua sha, you can actually use a spoon, or you can just use your finger. And what you're going to do is you're going to find a specific acupuncture point on top of your head. So I actually have my acupuncture dolly here. And we're going to find this point on the top of the head. So basically, everybody right now, I don't know, I can't do this with 2 hands. Okay, you're going to go to the top of your ears and join the line going to the top of your head from the middle of the top of your ear, okay? And if you press down there, and it is called governing vessel 20, so it's right there on the top of the head. You see my acupuncture doll? He was hidden in a closet for a little period of time. There we go. And now he has reappeared when we're remodeling our office, and things are a mess right now. It's been a crazy week, I'm just gonna say. But so yeah, he's gonna be featuring, we have to give him a name. We have Lucy for our other mannequin. I don't know, you guys put in the comments what his name should be, because I'm gonna take a look at that and I'm gonna take your advice. What should this guy's name be? Okay, but doing that, governing vessel 20, is a big major point on the top of the head. I hope everybody found it. Put a thumbs up or a yes in the comments if you found that spot. But using your gua sha or a spoon or just your finger, you're going to find that spot, and usually, so I just kind of use the tops of my ears as my guide, find that spot. It's usually a little bit painful, just gonna say, if you are prone to headaches. But this is a major point that really increases the energy. So if you need a little pick-me-up in the middle of the afternoon, your energy is lacking, you can tap this point, but you can actually rub this point. T. Blazy, yes, I got it. Nadia, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Pegster 375, awesome, awesome. Maria Balash, thank you. So many yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Love this. Okay, so this is something that you can use now at the top of your head and use that point, governing vessel 20, that actually will help to lift everything in your face. So it's like a natural facelift. I don't know if you can feel it. I'm very sensitive to energy and chi and things if you've had acupuncture or acupressure done before, but you just feel this entire lifting, helps to relax the muscles of the face and actually helps to lift everything. And that can actually help when we look at what's happening with the musculature around the eyes, and the frontalis muscle, of course, attaches right to the back of the neck. By tapping or rubbing with the gua sha on that point, you can have that great lifting effect for the eyelids. Okay, so I hope you, Renee, you found the point. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it hurts a little bit. When you find the right acupuncture point, usually it aches a little bit. Okay, we're gonna come back, so don't go anywhere. We're coming back with some Q&A. So I'm gonna answer some of your questions. I'm gonna go sit down, take a sip of water in just a second, and answer your questions. But today, as a wrap up, the things that we talked about, in case you are just, let me grab my water, here we go, I'm gonna bring this, and then we're gonna see what this guy's name is gonna be, because I didn't see any, did anybody put name in here? Oh, Dennis. I like that. Oh, Joel, Fred, Gordy, names for this guy? Okay, we're gonna have to take a vote here at the Dr. Janine Show. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so today we did talk, if you missed, we talked about cellulite. So remember this, the entire show lives on YouTube, so you're gonna check it out if you missed parts of it, if you're just tuning in now. Welcome, welcome, I'm Dr. Janine, and this is the Dr. Janine Show. Okay, so we talked about cellulite, we talked about hormones, we talked about leptin resistance, we talked about, of course, weight loss, we talked about the famous pencil poop and what that means and what you can do about this. I hope that you screenshotted the answers. If you missed it, of course, you can go back to it. We just did the face massage. We talked about fiber and why fiber is so important as well. Now, next week, we will be talking about superfoods, and we're going to be talking about adrenal fatigue as well. And I'm going to come back to that leptin story and the leptin resistance and how that affects your thyroid. So I hope my team took notes on that, because that is something that we are going to work into the next show as well. One of my goals is to always teach you to empower yourself over the healing of your own body, mind, and spirit. And it was so great to have you all here today. Don't go anywhere. I am going to answer some of your questions now. If you do have questions, you can type your question in the comments now in the Q&A section. But also, if you have specific questions, and of course more personal questions and things, of course, that I can't answer, because this is, you know, something that I like to answer questions that are more generalized for a big group of people, then please send an email to hello@vitatree.com, and the team is very well versed in answering, you know, questions. They're very well aware of all of my protocols, and this is something that you can do, definitely. So let me take a breath. And okay, Ricky, yes, Tracy Pace, we already have a Ricky. Thank you. That was a good name. I know if you're just tuning in, you're wondering what we're talking about. So we're trying to name the doll, because we do have Lucy, we do have Ricky. Ricky is our spine. So when I'm on television, we bring Lucy, we bring Ricky, which is the skeleton that shows all the back bones, the spine, and the hips. So we have a Ricky, but that was a good guess. Okay, Catherine has a question. Let me have a sip, 1 second. Catherine, oh, I almost missed it. How often do you suggest that we do a body cleanse? I like to do it once per season, so 4 times a year, ideally, at the change of the season. So, you know, you do your seasonal detox, and it usually, the way that I like to do it, I'm actually in my detox right now, I like to do it for 60 days. So doing the detox for 60 days, then I take a 1-month break, and then I start the next detox. So that's the way that I like to do it. Paul is asking, oh, the IG wasn't loading. Will this be on the timeline? I believe we were able to archive the show last week. We're going to find out with my team members if this exists on the timeline. I believe it does. We're going to find out. Great question. Thank you for asking that. It does exist on YouTube as well, so you can check it out. And chiropractors are wonderful. I agree. Absolutely. Any questions? Oh, what's the best parasite cleanse? Mountain Sunset. So I like a combination. We can't do the IG. No? Okay, I thought it was there. There's no IGTV, but okay, yeah, they let go of IGTV, so you'll have to head over to the other platform to see the show. And make sure you tune in next week live. So I am going to try to get some information as to when for next week. Thank you. Biotin, good to take. Virginia, I don't like biotin. The reason being is that most times it's synthetically made. I prefer to do, and I'll come back to the parasite question, sorry, I got sidetracked, because the problem with biotin is most times it is synthetic and often made from the petrochemical industry, so that's not one of my favorites. You always want to get your B vitamins from whole food sources, things like chlorella, spirulina. Another question, 11 on Tuesday, so 11 a.m. on Tuesday is our next show. That is our regular time. I was on TV this week, so that's why we had to do prime time today, of course. And we may do some Q&As in this time slot, but on Tuesdays we'll be back to the regular time. So Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join us then for the next show of the Dr. Janine Show. So it'll be quick shows back to back because today's Thursday, of course. So back to the herbal medicines for parasite cleanse. There's one, combination that I love, which is the black walnut. It has cloves, it has artemisia. So different, concoction of these herbal medicines in a high potency that you take, and you do 2 weeks of the parasite cleanse, and you take a 2-week break, and then you go to the next 2-week protocol of the parasite cleanse. And in there, I like to do the full body detox as well, because when you're killing parasites and candida, they're actually giving off toxins. And that's, especially candida, can give off like 60 different toxins. So this is something that you definitely want to make sure that as you are eliminating the actual organism, the bug, the fungus, the candida, the parasite, and their eggs, that you're actually dealing with their toxic offloading as well. So you want to make sure that you're cleaning everything out that way. So that's the way that I like to do it. What time next week for Vancouver time? So 3 hours is 8 a.m. 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning, okay? So make sure that you tune in then. Thank you for everybody who is here for the first time. It's so great to see you. Please put a 2 in the comments if you're here for the first time, because I see a lot of new names that I don't recognize. Often I recognize a lot of people, and of course this is a different time slot. So I'm happy to see a lot of our regulars are here in the primetime show, because I know that you're usually here on the Tuesday mornings for Eastern Standard Time. I love red light therapy. Love it, love it, love it. And I love the sun more, though. It's never going to be the same as natural sunlight exposure. So that's something, you got to get out into the sun as much as you can. Liz is here for the first time. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're going to follow. So please follow my content, because I have a ton of content, I believe 2 to 4 posts every day, depending on the platform. So make sure, we do a lot of work behind the scenes to create the content. I do all the research. And of course, this is something, I can't see the TikTok sorry. Okay, thoughts on black seed oil and combination with different meds? Thyroid meds. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit careful with anything for the thyroid. If it's for Graves' disease, so hyperthyroid or underactive thyroid, if you're taking thyroxine, you don't want to take a lot of herbal medicines exactly at the same time. You want to take them separated. But black seed oil, as far as I know, there shouldn't be a contraindication between the two. But you want to spread it out at least an hour away. And black seed oil is great because it has, that effect of killing off bad things, helps to regulate inflammation a little bit as well. And you just got to be careful with black seed oil that there isn't a contamination issue in terms of, I've looked at sourcing black seed oil, and finding a reputable source of black seed oil that's been tested to be free of heavy metals and other contaminants is challenging. And I'm in Canada, it's true in the US, and in Canada as well, to find a reputable source. So just be careful with that. Great questions, everyone. Oh, okay, melatonin supplements. What do I recommend instead of? TikTok has that question. Instead of melatonin supplements, yes. So in my opinion, and I've done a lot of posts on this, never take a melatonin supplement. It is not good for you. It can damage your retina in your eye, your feedback loops. It is a hormone. Your feedback loops for your circadian rhythms can get really messed up. People become absolutely dependent on it, can mess up your sleep patterns, your circadian rhythms. So I don't recommend it. So some great alternatives in terms of herbal medicines are valerian, skullcap, passion flower, lemon balm. That combination of those 4 herbs is something that I take if I can't sleep for whatever reason. I knock on wood, I've worked on my leptin resistance and fixing my own circadian rhythms over the last 3.5 years or so, and I sleep very well. So that's something that you have to aim. That's the highest priority, is good sleep. So that's very important. Now, if you do have specific questions, and if you want your question to actually be featured in the show, make sure that you send, can everybody see that? Send an email to hello@vitatree.com, and we will be able to address your questions, which is amazing. If we shouldn't, eat fruit in a cold climate, what can be a substitute? Lambert, great. The issue with the fruits is the sugar, and if you don't have enough UV light in the summertime, then your metabolism of the sugar is a problem. So there are freeze-dried fruits and veggies, like a multivitamin, that's something that I take, that you don't have the sugar problem, but you still get the antioxidants and the protection of the phytonutrients. So that is one option, absolutely. And Instagram, yes. Buying vitamin D gel the gel caps, is it safe to take calcium and magnesium together in the morning? So you take calcium and here's the thing. A lot of people get this wrong. Magnesium and calcium are not taken together, number one. Magnesium in the morning, and I know you're gonna hear, everybody says take magnesium at bedtime, helps with sleep. It's true, however, you'll maximize your benefits for your metabolism, for your heart beating and the proper beating and rate of your heartbeat, and for your stress throughout the day, you need your magnesium, and for protection from EMFs and all your devices and things, you want your magnesium, magnesium in the morning. And you can take it with your vitamin D, so taking those two together is great. So D and magnesium, D of course is going to give you your energy throughout the day. So those two can go together in the morning. Your calcium closer to bedtime. And why is that? Well, when you secrete your growth hormone, which happens about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, your highest spike of your growth hormone is going to be secreted, and that's when you best absorb your calcium into your bones and into your teeth. So for storage of your calcium, you want to optimize that. You take your calcium closer to bedtime. Now for sleep, I'm telling you, the calcium, taking that calcium closer to bedtime, you will have the deepest sleep, REM sleep, remember your dreams, have fabulous dreams. It is a game changer. So magnesium in the morning, calcium closer to bed. Make sure it's a whole food calcium. I like a coral calcium. That's just my preference because it has all of the trace minerals that help, of course, with that calcium absorption. Great questions today, guys. Oh my goodness, this is amazing, amazing. Thank you for tuning in. And again, put a 2 in the comments if you're here for the first time. Thank you. If you're a new follower, please put a 1 in the comment. It's great to have you all here and to tune in, and I'm glad that you were able to catch the show. We usually don't do it prime time at this time. Maybe put a heart in the comments if you want us to do another primetime show. If you like this time slot, just so that our team behind the scenes kind of has an idea as to preferences here. But if you love this time slot, let us know. But usually the show is on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which it will be this coming Tuesday, February the 7th. Okay, I see lots of hearts. Aqua Mama, hearts coming in. Kathy, you like the prime time as well. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, so many hearts. Pegster, Air Leap, Analyst Info, Bablu, Sharda. I see so many hearts. Okay, so you like the prime time. I like the prime time too, to be honest. But maybe what we could do is do the Q&A in the prime time on Thursday nights, and I can interact a little bit and answer questions. We could do maybe a recap of the Tuesday show. See, I think on my feet. I'm always thinking. That's one of my problems. It's a miracle that I sleep as well as I do with the things that go through my head all the time, always planning, always doing something. I guess the life of an entrepreneur and a busy mom with 5 kids, that's what happens. So, all right. I see a lot of hearts. It was so great to have you all here today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you were here for the first time, welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Janine. I truly appreciate having you all here today to tune in to the show. We will be back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, whatever platform you're streaming in on. It was so great to have you. Have a great weekend and a few days, of course, of enjoying. Hopefully you have some sunshine. I think here it's going to be like minus 20 degrees Celsius tomorrow, so I'm going to do some cold adapting and fix my leptin resistance that I did fix and don't have that problem anymore. But I love that cold adaptation and cold exposure for my leptin signaling. Okay, great to have you all here. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye.